Hey guys, so I wanted to do a quick update on Hannah, something that I heard today, and there's a possible sighting of her at Venice Beach Boardwalk. And I saw another comment on when I was putting the intuitive hits and the cards together. I try to teach how this works, so you can pick up things around her, things maybe she was into at some point. Trafficking can be drugs as well as other things, and it can be if she's at a rave or around shady people and that's what they're into. We don't know what she's been up to this whole time, so we can't say that none of that stuff has been around here during this. But drugs came up a lot, LSD came up a lot, and I feel like, yes, she's been in danger because she's off by herself in a kind of drug-induced state. Now, just from my own personal experience and experiences that I've had with family members, not that I've done it myself, but I have a family member that had a very bad trip and ended up saying he was in the Matrix. So that does happen, unfortunately. Um, so I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. I'm gonna show you a picture. There is a video out there as well, of a possible sighting of Hannah at Venice Beach, and I did kind of post this on the community page, but I just want to put this out there for people that don't see it. Remember that the reading mentioned Santa Monica area, which Santa Monica and Venice are all together there. Okay, the boardwalk and the Ferris wheel were mentioned in the reading. Um, and again, I think she's in some kind of spiritual psychosis due to psychedelics and just isn't in her right state of mind due to the spiritual awakening that she was on. She's just finished or is ending her Saturn return, so it's a very huge time of growth and learning and all of that. I think she could have gotten involved with just certain people in the times that we weren't seeing her. Um, and I do think that the twin flame cult is something maybe she was interested in, or maybe talked to the people from there at some point because of the symbolism that I got with Infinity and her being a part of a lot of twin flame groups. Now, that doesn't mean that just because she's a part of a twin flame group that she's into the cult or whatever, but it could be, there's always predatory people that are looking for people that are looking for a place to be. Um, I know all about twin flames. I was in a twin flame situation myself. It's actually a relationship that makes you grow and evolve. So it's very chaotic, and a lot of people put that, oh, it's great to be a twin flame. No, it's not really. So there's that kind of spin that's put on it, and people take advantage in all different walks of life and all different kinds of spirituality. I mean, look at what the church does sometimes. So we have to take that into account as well, that she may have met people through social media on her way. And again, social media card came in. Maybe she met somebody through social media and, she decided to stick around and she went partying, and you know what I mean? That doesn't mean that all of this stuff hasn't been around her at some point. Okay. So she could have gotten herself tangled in some shady things or just being around shady people. Um, you have to remember that when it comes to readings, and this is not me changing what I said. I've said all of this in the readings, but I'm trying to explain it to you because readings aren't always cut and dry. It's puzzle pieces that you have to put together. And what people don't understand is readings can pick up what's going on around them, what they're into, the people that are around them. Everybody has free will, but it doesn't mean that there's not that sort of thing happening around them with the people that they're hanging with. LA has a very dark undertone, okay, in the club scene and in the party scene out there. In the, a lot of times there are people that you can't trust. That's just the way that LA is. But as stated, I felt like she was by the coast, and I got that whole area of around Santa Monica, which is right next to Venice. They're all together there. They will show me that kind of area because I know Santa Monica and Venice. I used to go there all the time. I used to take my son to the Ferris wheel, so the boardwalk. So all of that area is what I was mentioning. And also there's a reference to that I've gotten, like volleyball court or, beach volleyball. And I can't remember what beach this is going to be at, but like equipment, like playground equipment at some point. But that whole area from Santa Monica to Long Beach down to San Diego feels important. And if she's moving, it's hard to completely track her. Sorry. But as I always say, I can only give you guys what I'm getting. But what I've been seeing for days is I see her at the beach, and I see somebody place a blanket around her. So whether somebody catches up to her at some point and puts a blanket around her, or it's police find her and put a blanket around her, that's the outcome I keep seeing. And we are now on the 2nd. December 5th was highlighting. So we're coming up on the 5th. So I'm just waiting for that to happen. And just because I'm saying this doesn't mean she's not in danger. Anytime anybody's in this sort of psychosis in a place like LA or like Venice or any sort of area where you're not of sound mind, of course you're going to be in danger. You're a woman alone. So there is still a danger element because of that. And so, anybody that sees her, caution when you're approaching her. You don't want to freak her out or scare her. If, say, she isn't like that kind of psychosis from maybe certain psychedelics or whatever she's used, apparently that came in the reading. This is no way talking down to anybody. Okay, people experiment and experience and whatever. That's their choice and decision. That came in the reading about LSD. It came in the reading about like that kind of psychedelic feeling. And it turns out that was part of her life. And a lot of times with spiritual people are into the psychedelics, they're into the mushrooms and things like that. Apparently I was just told the day that she went missing there was a rave in Long Beach. So I feel like she's been over by the beach at some point. And I didn't redo the map on the from the bus stop, because we found out she was last seen at the bus stop. And so I didn't really redo the map, because if she's always moving, if she's alive and she's moving, it's going to be harder. And I feel like it's still going to go to the beach. Like, I still feel the waves. I still feel the strong pull. She's from Hawaii. She's going to go to places that are spiritual. The beach is the most spiritual place that you can be around in a city. It probably feels comfortable to her. She probably feels, the spirituality of the coast. So keep that in mind. All right. But she might work her way down the coast, because I keep getting that whole area. Remember, the Seals and the Seal Beach and the Long Beach area and the Torrance area, that's all there together. And if she's moving, that's why Spirit's giving me that. But remember, they took me back up to Santa Monica area. And I was mentioning like the Ferris wheel and the boardwalk. So this is I just want to put this out as a validation that we're kind of, even though she's alive, which is wonderful, Spirit was still tracking her. And you can still kind of locate people like that. I've located people before that were alive, actually sometimes better than the other way around, because they're involved in their like own free will and nobody else is doing anything with, so I just wanted to put that out there if this is in fact her, and I will put the picture up for you. So if that is in fact her, Grizzly True Crime did a whole video on this. It's hard to tell obviously from this, but I don't know if the person really thought it was her and that's why they snapped the picture. But it's very, very possible due to the reading. So that's why I'm posting it. It's not a confirmed sighting, I don't think. But people think that it's her. So, and it makes sense. It makes sense with what I got. And I think the whole undertone of people she was around was coming out in the reading. So, or there's that possibility if she's not careful. So that's what you have to understand about how readings work. But as I've stated, she was alive and she was over at the beach. And the other stuff may have just been around her or is around her. And again, trafficking, you can take that as drug trafficking too. But I still think, and when you have drug trafficking, you have other sort of trafficking, and that could have just been around the people she was around. And again, people she may know, people she may have run in with. I feel like she's been around a lot of shady people. So her free will could take her another direction. But again, this feels like, and the way that her chart is reading is that there's a lot of like Piscean energy that's showing kind of like the Pisces and Neptune and the way it's together is kind of showing like a little bit of psychosis and drug use. So hopefully somebody wraps that blanket around her and she finds her way home and she can get some help. Yes, we realize she's an adult, but at this point, I think she needs a little bit of help, especially where she's at and the places that she's ending up around, so that nothing bad happens to her, because honestly, it's always a possibility. Just because of the undertone of that area. So I just wanted to put this out and let you guys know the update that I received today. And I hope everybody is doing well. And until next time, see you later.